Hello, everybody, and welcome back. As you've made it to the halfway portion of the broadcast, the opening week here for Stage 4 of the Quake Pro League, where we're about to get into some more action. GNiK takes on rapha now, 40.
GNiK battling his way back, taking out Sib and securing his place back in the Quake Pro League. He's been here before, but what a tough matchup for the first week playing rapha, the sausage professor himself. I don't know. This one's going to be brutal.
It will be. It certainly will be. Let's talk about the main man then. GNiK, obviously, as you said, upsetting Sib, coming back into the league. He didn't achieve much. He was striving for greatness the first time around when you had him in the league, but he wasn't really able to find his form. Is Season 4 going to be different? Is this where maybe he can switch it up a little bit and actually play to his strengths?
I think he has the experience. I mean, getting into Quake Pro League and the initial shock of the drastic change in talent that you have to deal with can be overwhelming, as it was, as he got knocked out. But he worked his way back. I'm sure he has a better mindset, a better kind of taste for the opposition now, and I'm hoping that he has a better run of it in Stage 4.
I think there's certainly a lot more chance for him. Obviously, he's looking better individually, and that's one of the main aspects that we'll have to try and put to good use. But here's the issue. Obviously, we can't sort of ignore the big elephant in the room, and that is the fact that he's up against Shane, the madman, rapha, who, even at the best of times, he would like to teach you some lessons in the game of Quake, and that's certainly what he's going to do to open it up here.
There's always something to learn. The professor's got a whole slew of lessons for GNiK. I think it'll be good. One of the things that you have to give rapha is the fact that he's never willing to give up. No matter who he's playing, when he's playing, what position it's for, he's always going to give 110%. He hates losing. He's a true competitor, and it's always a pleasure to watch this guy play over the last couple of years. And it's just amazing to watch this guy. And kind of when you hop in his stream, it gives you insight on what he's doing and why. It just blows your mind at his level of understanding of not only the opposition, but the game itself.
Oh, it's true. Like, he is the walking embodiment of a Starstep trooper. He's always doing his part, always going to fight the bit at the end. He's a madman on the server, and I think that sums it up. Is just how good he is at the game. Obviously, he's unrivaled, especially back in Poland with the Stage 3 finals. Your Stage 2 finals, right? He didn't drop a single map the whole way through the tournament. Let's see if he can try and get that going and start a new streak this season. We'll slip into the picks and bans and put our feelers out, see if maybe there's any tidbits in there that might swing the pace of it. But I think we've got to assume, obviously, rapha's certainly coming in as the heavy favourite.
I would agree, and I think that Athena pick on Awoken is going to swing things in his favor. As I mentioned earlier, rapha is incredible at Athena. On Awoken, it might not be the same as Blood Covenant, which is going to be the first map, Visor Slash. Then we got Corrupted Keep, Galena versus BJ, and then we have that Doomslayer versus Athena. I don't know. I'm excited. I don't want to take anything away from GNiK, but I think this is going to be an uphill battle for him specifically, and I think we're going to see some domination on rapha's end. But again, Quake Pro League, anything can happen any given Sunday.
Yeah, that's true. It's always a different result. We've certainly had a lot of crazy ones thrown into the mix, so no surprises, no holds bars. It looks like we're starting it off, though, of course, on Blood Covenant. The Slash coming out certainly is going to be a good pick for rapha. He can abuse that speed and be quick. At least you've got the Visor as the response from GNiK, and Blood Covenant is one of the better maps for it. Definitely works a whole lot better there with that passive. Well, tactical.
Yeah, it's always nice to be able to have that space. So when you pop your ult, it's kind of like you don't get that global sound cue as the opposition. You don't really give it away. Kind of get the drop on your opponent. But with Slash and the movement, it could be a little bit easier to escape set up. But I'm looking forward to seeing how this starts.
Yeah, it's going to be damn good. But we're getting underway then. Blood Covenant is the start for the series, and a whole lot more to come after that. I think it's going to be the rapha show straight out the gate. Blood Covenant has always been a map that he's been able to perform and put up a lot of numbers on. I think this will be quite akin to what we just saw with Cypher. This is like the North American version of that matchup.
I think it very well could be. I think you're right. Looking forward to getting into it. Again, I'm not going to take anything away from GNiK. He could shut me up, but rapha's rapha for a reason, and it's going to take an uphill battle for GNiK.
Well, it's one of those where it's like, obviously, we're not counting GNiK out, but based off previous results and history, you've always got to give rapha the edge. But the opportunity to that is, and the flip side is, if GNiK upsets and actually does get a map, does get anything going, that's obviously will change our tone, and we'll be blown away by the fact he has been able to. Because rapha's just that big in the game. If you beat him, it's a historic moment no matter when.
Absolutely agree. I think we're going to get into it shortly here live on Blood Covenant GNiK versus Rapha. And we're going to start off on GNiK. He's going to start off on the upper armor into Mega. Saving that vision, I like that. He's going to pop it a little bit later. Gets that information almost. Gets a little bit of a trap, but a little bit too slow. Again, Slash so extremely fast on this map. Going to be in and out. Rapha's probably going to hit some rails, rockets, get back out. There's one rail going for another one. GNiK needs to be careful not to peek this. He doesn't have anything to respond with. He's going to drop back down onto that armor and health. I'd like to see him grab those time vials so he can try and get vision up as much as he can. One of the things that's nice about Visor is the fact that when he pops vision, he can just grab those time vials and deny his opponent those vials, which is absolutely critical as well. But right now, he's just eating rails left and right for the time being.
Shots being exchanged, but no damage really being done as the rocket comes out. Few impacts being found by GNiK. Fully commits into the fight here now as he wants an opening kill, but the plasma trail is left down and it blocks off that avenue of attack. He can't commit with the push, instead has to stick to the high ground, and Rapha knocks him off his feet there.
The rail from down below hits its mark, and that gives Rapha the one frag lead here. So he wants to set up for more damage. He misses out on the heavy. Does have an opportunity for a rail here, but GNiK wisely strafes a little bit, getting out of sight. Snail trail back up for Rapha. As the items are pretty much synced here. Looks like Rapha's going to try and make a play for the Mega. Coming in like a wrecking ball is GNiK, but he's going to eat a heavy dose of rocket. Needs to be careful, but he has a rocket of his own. Pops Rapha up, but not off. Needs to be really careful. The rockets exchange from both players, leaving them weak. Rapha will be a little bit better off after that Mega, and he gets almost a free heavy. And he's going to actually take a leisurely stroll to stack back up off the 50 as well to deny that. Rapha looking so strong right now with that stack. GNiK is going to be able to get at least a 50 and some health in the pillar room, but Rapha is absolutely far and away better off stack-wise. And he has the trail again, so he can try and close in on this. The rockets need to be perfect to keep him away, and a little bit of splash will do so.
The Rapha straight back up the ramp, gets himself the Mega, fully commits into the firefight, and the fadeaway rocket does a bit more damage, putting that extra 30 on the card. The follow-up's even better, as that is a sick 90 to land. Doing tons of damage onto GNiK, and leaving him so close towards death. It would basically just take a sneeze to take him out of commission, but he's evading Rapha for the meantime. The speed, however, means that he can get back into a good angle, knows exactly where he is after he reveals himself, catches him off guard, launching back up, but he misses the jump. So there's no quick connection onto the Mega. It slows down the timing slightly.
Luckily for him, GNiK wasn't in a position to really punish that. Missed rocket jump. LG from around the corner. Rapha trying to gain some speed to break through these rockets here. GNiK with a decent enough defense to ward off the aggression from Rapha here. But Rapha, again, kind of fights around the items, so not a huge deal. Ooh, great rail. Oh, he hits another one. How did he even hit that? Oh my god. Straight onto the shotgun. You don't want to jump onto the double barrel. It's a bad place to be.
It is indeed. Just riddled with that buckshot. He will be overthrown, broken and bodied onto the ground. Rapha flipping the finger as he turns around the corner. Oh my god, GNiK, how is he even alive at this point? He can barely be breathing with the amount of damage he's just taken. Surviving on like a single hit point as he sprints himself out of there, but Rapha is coming and is exactly where he is and wants to hit him with Rapha's Wrath.
LG on LG now. GNiK trying to stand his ground, but will be buried under it as 3 grabbing that Mega. The perfect timing on that kill, and just look at his full map control.
So here's the downside. If you're a champion like Visor going up against Rapha on Slash, he can truly be Rapha the Rash because he's all over you constantly. You can't get away from him. He's too quick, too speedy. Man's far too agile, like a ballerina but with a shotgun.
The best kind of ballerina.
My personal favorite.
A little bit of tri-bolt to rail not connecting, but it's enough to make GNiK take his leave here. But again, he is on the back foot. He is going to grab the lower 50. Rapha controlling the top portion of the map beautifully with that slash movement here. A little bit of tri-bolt for information. Not going to connect, but not a big deal because he has the heavy to his back as we get closer to the 5-minute mark. Rapha with a solid 4-0 lead over GNiK.
Rapha Basically been staying to the rivers and the roads that he's used to, as he knows if he keeps himself here towards this Mega Room, he's got complete control of the Mega side of the map. When he does want to move himself out of his normal alcove and test the boundaries a bit, it's only when it favors him, like right now. Goes in with the Plasma Trail to stop GNiK from being able to get behind and go for a flank. Damage after damage being achieved. Beautiful play there with the HMG. Shot after shot, it all lands. And GNiK won't even know what's just hit him.
Such good weapon selection from rapha there. Goes through the telly with LG. GNiK trying to ward him off with the HMG. Can't do it. Does decent damage, but with the Mega up again, rapha taking the fights at the appropriate time, knowing that the items are going to be up afterward. All the damage that GNiK puts out is useless. 6-0 now for the Sausage King of Chicago as he's just laying it on thick now. Rail after rail, luckily for GNiK, missing with the second one, but GNiK is going to stick around and linger a bit too long as rapha's got his finger on that trigger and he pulls it 7-0.
Oh my god. He's just unreal, isn't he? Look at him go as well. Straight up with a rocket, launching himself to heights we've never reached before as mere mortal men. But rapha, he's not a mere man. He's the absolute demigod at the game. And unreal with the level of damage he's been able to pull out so far. We're only 6 minutes in as well. 8 frags. Jumps on top of his head as he hits him with the Goober Stomp. Oh, he's...
No, that's never a good feeling to get those skates in your shoulder blades there. Death from above as rapha jumps on down 9-0, having his way with the items. GNiK, 1 heavy and 2 megas. Getting absolutely outclassed, 11 and 10 respectively for rapha, heavy and mega, and that is just 1 point of pain right now for GNiK, I think.
rapha barely bypassing the shot that whizzed by him. He would have felt that one. He's still on the hunt. He's not dropped a single frag yet. GNiK hasn't really had much of an opportunity to leave him in awe. We go to the 7-minute mark. He gets the heavy, and he's fast, back on his feet, skating around with the shotgun ready. He's just teasing him with a gauntlet boy.
Letting his presence be known as, again, just maintaining top control. It's really hard. GNiK would be suicidal to go up this jump pad here. Does take the rail, and rapha takes the fight to him, dropping down with that buckshot. 10-0. And there's not much GNiK can do in that situation. Going up the jump pad is death, and trying to escape those pillar rooms, you just got to be quick, but Slash is always quicker.
She's so speedy. She's going to leave you stunned in awe. Wow, look at the transition there. He was so calm on that. Beautiful play. Lovely tracing. This man knows how to wield a mouse.
And now it's just a schoolyard fight with the snowball fight. I don't even know what to tell you. Just GNiK trying to go in with a gauntlet now. Nothing doing, as rapha will claim yet another heavy, just cycling these items flawlessly here. 13-0, 2 minutes left.
rapha puts his snowballs in the freezer, I heard, by the way.
He does.
Yeah.
Next to the brats? Do you put brats in the freezer? I'm not really sure, actually.
What is a brat?
A sausage. You guys don't have brats?
Right, yeah, I know, but the way you said it...
A brat?
It was...
Brat!
A bratwurst? Right.
But anyways...
Yeah, well, obviously, it's meat. You keep it in the freezer. Or the fridge.
That's what I thought. I was trying to... Well, here we go. GNiK trying to get his first frag. 46 points of health onto 71 as he grabs a 125, excuse me, and rapha makes his way out. See, this is the thing about rapha. He's not going to give up anything. He's not going to fight just to fight. He's not going to just be like, I don't care, I already won, take the frag. If I know anything about him, he's going to want to win this flawlessly. Grabs the Mega, LG on to HMG, and the fight is just not in GNiK's favor. He can't get anything going.
No, he's not alive. He has no opportunity to put his sausages in the freezer. Instead, he's just spilling his spaghetti all over the map. It's everywhere for you. Someone needs to put down a wet floor sign. And it's also because there is blood being spilled. rapha continuously doing damage. We're at the 9-minute mark. Can GNiK get a kill?
I think it would be a bit of a confidence boost. I think right now he just needs to hit the mental reset button and say, this map is over. I'm going into the second one, and it's going to be better. Because this one is toasted.
Take him out the oven. He's done. It's over. Put a fork in him. 15-0. Nothing much that can really be achieved here. Oh, God. He goes flying up into the air. Drops the nice shot in chat. And that's it. Surely the game's done.
And that's just highlight reel material for Rapha there, as the pleasantries are exchanged, so good on them.
They're gentlemen. They're gentlemen.
You win.
Rapha takes that first map. Convincing fashion from Dr. Respect there. Wow, just wow. Look at the item differences. 16 to 2, 15 to 3. I mean, again, that was just the start kind of the problems for GNiK, I think. It spiraled out of control real fast. That got ugly quick.
Yeah, it did. It went from a slow growth to Rapha just doing whatever he wants and just living it large. And in the end, that's the way the scoreline goes. It certainly is looking like it might be a complete flip there of what we have with the Cypher series. Again, just one single man dominating the whole way through. Rapha, crazy antics on the first, and there's still 2 more maps to go.
Yeah, Rapha's just so good at fighting around crucial items. So even after he takes massive amounts of damage, even if you could put out, 100, 150 damage, Rapha's just going to plus back into the item that comes in. Be it small armors, major items, whatever it is, he's really good at the positioning and being able to take items and make the fight whenever he needs to stack right back up after taking a massive amount of damage.
He certainly is. He's a man on a mission. He's fantastic to watch, and it just looked elegant on the opening map there. A beautiful display for Rapha. Hasn't died yet this stage. There you go, that's the new stat for him.
Now, speaking of which, it looks like he's pulling out the BJ on this next map, Corrupted Keep, and BJ says never say die. We'll see if GNiK can put a frag on the board. I think, again, mental reset, just chalk that one up to it. My mouse pad wasn't aligned properly. My keyboard had crumbs in it, whatever it is. Going fresh on Corrupted Keep. We got Galeen versus BJ. I think this one is going to be a little bit better for GNiK. Hopefully he gets a smoother start. But again, it's Rapha, so uphill battle for sure.
Yeah, you never really know how it's going to go. Here we go then. Corrupted Keep of the second map. Rapha on the BJ. Thing is, he's lethal enough with just 1 gun 40, so you give him 2.
It's just unfair.
It is. It's ridiculous. He needs to have a handicap. Tie one hand behind the hand. Behind over.
Or hand behind the hand is fine. I like that a lot.
Behind the hand, yeah, it could be quite good.
It goes hand in hand. What can we say?
You have to have the keyboard on top of the mouse.
I think you're absolutely right. The way that Rapha can utilize the heavy machine gun on this map, dual wield, going to be real bad. It's going to be dirty.
It will. It will be. There's no rail in play, though. Railgun certainly had some damaging effects for both of them into the prior map. But with it taken out of commission, how will that change the course of the battle? Obviously, that's just the fashion of the Corrupted Keep matchups. We had a tight one earlier today, obviously just decided purely off the back of the shotgun. Is that going to be the same state of affairs here and be reminiscent of what we had with Effortless Zenaku?
I think that'll be forever known as Zanaku's last stand there, as he got away with one a little bit. But we'll see. I have a feeling this one's going to be a little more open-ended, but you never know.
Hopefully. I mean, anything's better than the previous map for GNiK, really. But looks like we're going to be kicking it off then. GNiK taking on Rapha. Second map in the series.
Fight.
Can the Professor overthrow the Shredder?
Be healed in the power of the ancients.
GNiK throwing down that totem early, getting those time vials as quick as he can to try and stack up that totem economy. Does add a little bit of a delay to the heavy, so he can try and play for the mega first. Good timing on that shotgun, getting pretty good damage off those 2 blasts. And the tri-bolt actually landing as well. There's the swap to machine gun, both players well aware of when they need to utilize that. Good rocket from Rapha there. That's going to send GNiK flying. 4 seconds left on the mega, and he doesn't want to be there anymore. But Rapha popping the dual wield early, and he's actually going to give up the mega for it. It looks like the items will be traded, though. Oh, but Rapha doesn't know heavy's up. Could he get fragged before he grabs it? And he does! The tickle from GNiK, too strong. And that is the exact start GNiK wanted. Right off the spawn, he's going to get another one swapped to Rocket. That's number 2. And GNiK already feeling loads better than map number 1.
Man, Rapha, he was dropping the big oofs there on the BJ. Tag after tag was coming out from GNiK's LG. And it left him. Bang to rights. Slain on the floor. GNiK with a great 2 opening frags to the board already. The response from Rapha is to go in with 2 guns. Des and Troy come out. They say hello. And they punch him straight on the chin. GNiK obliterated there. Rapha tying up the scoreline, already getting it closer as he's only 1 frag away from putting it back onto an even-Stevens position. Loops around to grab any of the smaller items he can pick up to bolster himself. playing with a larger stack now. Goes aggressive. He's trying to win control of the Mega Spawn, but he's taking a ton of damage. This is not the way you want to play it, 40. He falls at the wrong, gives up Mega, and GNiK now has a 2-frag lead again.
Doing exactly his namesake, shredding it through Rapha's stack here. Rapha trying to do some damage on his heavy. He's going to drop in, and it's not going to work. GNiK takes another one 4-1 up early on Rapha. Good switch to machine gun.
Fully committing into this. As he is getting the shots off, the rocket launcher comes back out as well. Launches in. Oh no. That's not ideal whatsoever for Rapha. Taking all of it to the face.
2 minutes, 30 seconds in. GNiK up 4. It appears as though he's taking his homework to the professor, saying, I think you got this one wrong. You've graded me wrong. But we'll see. Still a lot of time left. Rapha trying to go up the jump pad. Nothing doing. LG says no. Totem from around the corner to give him a little more stack as he makes his way through, and Rapha will get the trade. Mega is just waiting to be picked up and caressed. Rapha gets the spawn for it. He makes his way with the machine gun and gets another frag as GNiK is heartbroken at that spawn. 6-3. Is this the turning of the tide? There's rockets. He grabs the heavy as well. Rapha with the onslaught. The shotgun isn't going to be enough. The dual wield LG absolutely melts GNiK down. What a turn of events. Right off the spawn again. Relentless is Rapha. Finally letting off the gas just a little bit, but what a tide turner.
He is playing with a lot more confidence, but he's knocked out the window. He goes flying off the map. The ring out coming in. Oh, GNiK sending him into the stratosphere. This is not good at all.
SpaceX indeed. Rapha was going on a ride he didn't sign up for. Still down by 3 as well. Mega's not up for 10. Rapha stalking his prey from that mid-level there. Trying to keep the pressure on. Here's the jump pad. Knows he can deny this armor and make his way back to the Mega, but still he wants a little bit more information.
GNiK. He's got to try and back out. Grab a peek from the elevated angle, but he can't quite punish with it. Just doing a fair amount of damage. They split the major items one apiece as well as they'll exchange. GNiK holds towards the statue, trembling in his boots as he eventually takes the peek but looks to escape. Sees Rapha go through the teleporter, drops the totem, fires out the warning rocket. He's winning this encounter so far. He's done so much damage. The rocket on the getaway barely misses, but Rapha, he's low on stack, and GNiK is building a healthy lead.
Healthy lead, healthy stack here as Rapha playing really patiently. Does have perfect timing on the heavy. So that'll even things out a little bit. GNiK still has far more health, but a rocket or two will change that rather quickly. Dual wield is available for Rapha. Totem's coming back up shortly for GNiK. As the game slows down there, he throws it over near the tri-bolt there. Trying to start a little economy. Trying to get that overstack going as quick as he can. Oh, there's the drop and a great defensive rocket, and that'll ruin all of Rapha's plans with that dual wield there.
We've just passed the halfway point. It's a huge lead for GNiK. Rapha trying to play a very opportunistic style of Quake, peeking when he thinks he has a slight chance to do damage. Backs off once again, slowing down the tempo slightly as the rockets are swinging, but he's doing all the damage here, hitting every single shot. It looked so easy for him as he took that peek. Cleans up versus GNiK. And we're back to a 7-5 scoreline. Rapha starting to get the game close once more. He also has that akimbo to play with, and he's ready to try and slay 40.
Is he going to pop it right here in the red room? A little bit of rocket damage from underneath as GNiK makes his way to the Meg, but that won't be up for about 15 seconds. Items close to being synced. Rapha lying in wait. He hears the telly, and now the trap is about to be strong. There's a rocket. There's the LG, and what does GNiK do? He has to go through 100 damage into the LG. Somehow sneaks by to grab a totem heal. Ooh. Rapha has to be like, what just happened? Dual wield here at the Boneyard. Surely this is going to plan him. There's the machine gun up the jump pad, and his bones will lay there in rest. GNiK couldn't get away. 7-6, does still have a frag lead, but off the spawn, Rapha wants more. He wants to try and tie this up, maybe even extend and get some momentum going. There's a little bit of LG tickle. Nothing connects. Just a warning flare there. from rapha.
Rapha down one frag now. He's been slowly building himself back into the game, little by little. But this is certainly going to be a big investment. You bust out both of the guns. He's knocking on the door. And he leaves GNiK breathing no more. Slays him again. 7-7. Game's now tied as we hit the 7-minute mark. And Rapha's finding all of these totems that have been placed down as well. He's pepper spraying GNiK. And he's low on stack. If he goes up the bounty, he'll be running straight into Rapha. And I don't think it's going to work out too well.
And again, the Boneyard's going to be his final resting place there as he does go up the jump pad into a string of electricity here as lighting this up. Coming back, slowly but surely, does have the frag lead. Again, looking to extend. Playing well around these items. And his weapon choice is just a... Wow, that rocket through the telly into dual wield. The totem might be able to save him here as GNiK fighting for his life, but he's going to get rejected. The lava won't burn him, but it will burn his corpse as the frag was already done in midair. It was signed and sealed, delivered. 9-7 now. As Rapha just looking to extend, as always, off the spawn, trying to get as much damage as he can. Drops onto the Mega, will steal it, but that rocket will delete it immediately.
Ooh. I mean, this whole map has been a first-class state of affairs with the way that Rapha's been playing it. It's been the slow and steady grind back into the forefront of the action. 8-minute mark achieved, totem goes down. Shotgun won't actually take it out just yet. Eventually cleans it up as he goes round the corner. Couple of bullets. Tapping into the rear end of GNiK because he's quick on his feet, but I don't know if he'll be fast enough on the draw when they get into their next encounter. Rapha, believing he was still on the close angle, committing a lot to it, and a little bit paranoid, doesn't quite know that he's directly behind him, spots him out in this game of hide and seek in the end.
And just constant damage with that machine gun, making GNiK look a little bit like Swiss cheese, and it's all Gouda in Rapha's mind. Is he going to get around the corner with that rocket jump, trying to get this frag? Won't do it, but the damage will be good enough. He's going to double back into the heavy. Just collecting that cheddar here. Looking for another frag. 1:10. GNiK needs to make something happen, but he can't, and the Mega will spawn right after. Insult to injury. That's going to leave Blue, Rapha, an absolute monster right now.
Wensley, damn, this has been a good state of affairs for Rapha. He's slowly been bringing himself back, and now he's got the edge. A big lead, and 60 seconds left for GNiK. I don't know if he'll have an opportunity to catch up with him. As Rapha's lurking, waiting for the push to come down. He's got the dual wield. GNiK goes in for the full frontal assault, but he's being tagged shot after shot.
Ooh.
As he peeks. He takes the rocket to the lips, and that's it. He's dead.
.30 seconds left as GNiK really wants that Mega. He's going to steal it away, but he needs to make it rain. He needs to get the frag. And again, the machine gun from Rapha so strong into the boomstick, and that's going to be another frag. And I think that's it. 15 seconds. GNiK will call the GG as Rapha takes map number 2 on Corrupted as well. Vastly better performance from GNiK, though. You have to give it to him to be able to bounce back after that first map performance and kind of keep it together for as long as he did. Hats off to him, but in the end, the professor knows best.
Yeah. It does come into a bit of a running trend where it's looked like Rapha's seemed a little bit more mortal on these games on Corrupted Keep. But GNiK, a good fight. 7 frags found. He tried his best. Again, a good display there. As you said, a whole lot better than what we had on the opener. But there's still one final map to go to decide whether or not if this is going to be a full 3-0 for Rapha and he'll get even more points. He's still firmly at the top spot of the standings with like 600 points or something absolutely ridiculous. But any more he can get his hands on, he will be happy to play.
So clutch. Melting Rapha before grabbing the heavy, but the highlight reel unfortunately goes to Rapha yet again, as we will get into the third map. It's going to be Awoken Doom versus Athena. Getting thrown out the club. Such a good rocket. You hate to see it. Well, that's a lie. You love to see it, actually. You hate it when it happens to you. But you definitely love to see it.
Witnessing it, it's fine. But yeah, if you're on the receiving end of the ring out, frustration is unrivaled. But GNiK, it was good to see him displaying that, you know, he's trained as a professional bouncer there.
That's true. Absolutely has a future in it here. We see just a lot of the dual wield and rocket highlight reels from LG, rockets, machine guns. Double the trouble. from Rapha there. But I think GNiK, he still has an opportunity to take a map. I think Doom on Awoken is very strong again. Kind of the mobility between the middle of the map and being able to jump all around quickly and efficiently is going to help a lot. But Rapha has Athena. Same thing goes. I mean, he's been putting in the work just like everyone else, but some of his hooks and grapples are just crazy and super efficient.
Yeah. Issue is Awoken's a little bit more restrictive on what I feel like you can really do with Athena. There's a couple of cheeky spots that only she can really get to, but other than that, it's more clean cut. It's not as useful as some of the other maps. On Rapha though, as long as he's playing as he normally does, I think he'll probably be what he can do with Athena's grapples. GNiK side of things though, Doom, just with that passive on the double jump, he's so proficient at navigating the map that he might actually have the edge on movement here.
We'll see. We'll see if GNiK can steal away an answer key and try and steal away this last map between the two. But it looks like Professor is firmly in driving position, kind of laying down the law and instructing the class here as usual. But the 3-0 isn't guaranteed. We'll see. We still got 10 minutes to figure it out.
Yeah, that's true. 10 minutes can change the world. The right man in the wrong place makes all the difference, Mr. 40.
I don't know if I should be offended, but how dare you? Yeah, we'll see. We stopped doing predictions, and it's on me. I should have put your feet to the fire on this, but
all right, we'll go on then. We'll retrospectively do it. Who do you reckon?
Well, now I feel like I have to say GNiK because everyone's going to go Rapha. I like to be contrary. What can I say?
You little devil's advocate, aren't you?
Just a little bit, but let's get into it right now. GNiK versus Rapha, map number 3 of the set. Does GNiK have a little bit something left in the tank? Can he teach us something here? He's off to a rough start. Those rockets, brutal from Rapha.
Well, here we go. As we get underway, coming in on big man GNiK on the Doom. Let's see what he's going to be putting on the line here. Meanwhile, in Rapha's case, he's bouncing around right now like a bunny rabbit as he gets himself into a better position over towards the rail room early. The pistols have already come out for GNiK, purely so he can get the Mega.
Well, the rail shot through the drive-through window there, and Rapha did miss a lot of those rails, so to be fair, the Berserk worked out. Now he hit rails, needs to be careful and hit one more if he can, barely missing out. Rapha was vulnerable there for a minute, but he does stack back up rather quickly off of all the resources in the LG room and Banana. And there we go, the double jump from Doom. Just doing things like that so quickly and efficiently can give you a huge edge on this map.
Catch me now.
Rapha has to use the secondary grapple to quickly pull himself out of danger as he was in the front line and didn't fancy his chances. Heads back up towards middle as well as the shots are whizzing him. He's taking the peek out and going aggressively. GNiK, on the other hand, gets himself back over by Banana. He's picking up all the items he would want. He commits into the firefight. A good amount of damage, but Rapha's responding! And the rocket slaps him in the lips and takes him down as Rapha gets the opening kill on Awoken.
So frustrating. GNiK hitting great rockets, but he just couldn't break through Rapha's defensive rockets. Rapha letting GNiK kind of just walk into his own frag on that one. Takes the lead 1-0. Love the movement there from Rapha, using that ledge jump there to get back into the middle position here, playing off the sound, lying in wait to set a trap with rockets. Great switch to the rail. Tri-bolt from GNiK, not bad as he deals some damage. But again, Rapha so good at knowing what items are coming up next, when he could take fights and when he could restack and take damage. Now he has a full run of the map. So much speed going through that telly after that hook.
Rapha launching himself around. On the hunt here, really. Stalking his prey and trying to spot where GNiK might be. A massacre could occur towards middle now as he swings over. Can't get anything really done. It's a battle of the lightning. Oh, it's so close for comfort, but in the end, Rapha still comes out on top, tackling him. He was just a little bit more accurate with that LG. He was able to pick him off. Launches over to also grab the heavy. The fists come out, but there's no uppercuts to be found. Oh, it's just the stab in the dark from Rapha with the shotty to send him back down.
Machine gun doing good damage here as Rapha has to bring out the tri-bolt and try and make it rain a little bit of LG Tickle just in time. GNiK miscalculating the Mega. That's not going to be up for another 3 seconds, and rapha takes advantage and adds another frag. Wow, hits him with the ESPN. The rocket flies over GNiK's shoulder, but the LG is right there to supplement. Another frag from rapha. And GNiK has to slow things down. He has to stop the bleeding. This can get out of control real fast.
rapha, big shots. Beautiful engagement. Launches out. Gives GNiK a Chelsea smile, and then battles him once more back towards middle. Everything is perfect. Nice movement using the grapple to dart away and evade the shots that are coming in as GNiK wins it on the encounter, gets the Mega. He's above rapha and rains death from above, chunking him with the rockets as he finally gets his first frag on Awoken.
I don't even think rapha knew it was in there. Like, oh, a free heavy, and then just a rocket to the top of the dome piece. And could this start the comeback from GNiK?
GNiK, he's doing well with the rockets at least. He's being able to get a lot of chip damage off from a distance, and he's poking rapha quite nicely. Spots him again. rapha dips out. He's a head out.
Just enough rocket damage to get the information and play through the telly. Is GNiK looking for an opening rail here to start an engagement? 15 seconds until the Mega. rapha just making his way around the map, playing a bit of keep away here. Up 5. Just missing out on damage with that rocket. That is a fantastic rail from GNiK. He's going to push in off that. There's the hook to try and get away. The rocket just clips the ledge, and rapha just clips GNiK with that rail. What a shot.
Back in the driving seat again then. rapha doing so much. We've hit the 5-minute mark, but he's still just massacring. Going in for the aggressive swings, overstepping every single boundary. He doesn't give a damn about his own self-survival. He wants to be reckless. It pays off straight through the teleporter. In the meantime, the rocket slams into GNiK and takes him down. Straight back through before as well. The fist will come out once again. Oh, he did get a couple of tags on rapha, but not enough to frag him.
Will steal that Mega. Very disheartening as GNiK trying to pepper with shotgun damage here. The LG might be too strong to swap to MG. The tri-bolt isn't going to be enough. Wow, somehow dancing all day, dodging bullets is GNiK. But the shotgun wants him 10-1. And yeah, this is looking a little brutal here, Jackie.
rapha certainly looking like a legend the way he's playing it. God. Another clean-up there. Easy frag found with the LG. It was so smooth. Didn't put a single foot out of line. He's not fluffed his lines once in the series. He hasn't gone off script at any point.
Yeah, absolutely in pole position now, 11-1. Ooh, I like that jump, but that's going to make him float. Great grapple there to get out of harm's way. GNiK was trying to play Pennywise here and make him float. 14 HP. rapha dancing all day trying to stay alive. He has a 25 and a 50 armor to work with. Still very low. GNiK goes up the jump pad, and he's just too low to take that engagement. A slight tickle takes him out. And oh no, he goes all in on the Mega. The timing isn't there. He's actually going to drop and just eat so much more LG. Going a little bit too plus forward now. Maybe letting frustrations get to him here.
Oh! What? Look at the acrobatics on display. That's a perfect 10 from rapha. So smooth on the moves, quick on the draw. Again, reinitiating as well. A 15th has been accumulated, making a mockery out of GNiK.
Pushing around through banana, eating so much rockets, dropping into the rail, and just relentless with the rails. rapha is absolutely ravenous right now, just farming frags. There's the shotgun, there's the grapple, trying to get a little bit more of an angle, and GNiK goes up the jump pad to his untimely death, 17-1. And I don't know if we can air this. I don't know. We have to check with the sponsors. This is brutal.
It is. It certainly is. Just a disgusting state of affairs from rapha. The man's running rampant. His lunacy is unrivaled, and that's even more damaging as well. The tri-bolt tackle. He blows the legs out from underneath GNiK, keeps on going. He's been looking for more and more of these rail flicks as they've looked absolutely disgusting the entire time. Fade away rockets to get himself back. Good transition to the rail. If it would have hit, it would have been a showstopper, but instead he'll try and finish it up just with the HMG as he sends him down to a shallow grave.
And to GNiK's credit, he does everything he can to keep the damage up, but Rapha is just Pac-manning these items and using those hooks and grapples so well to get around the map to all the resources he needs to stay alive while dealing damage back.
He's getting pushed, finally in a position where he's actually low for once, and GNiK certainly has a guaranteed advantage into the encounter. Up the bounce pad, but it was just a mere bait, trying to trick him with the audio cues. But Rapha doesn't fall for any shenanigans. He's a smart man and just looks to deal damage.
He grabs that 50 armor. Just looking for the rail. Almost finds a little bit of a shot, just sailing over his shoulder there as the double jump will actually make him more vulnerable here. GNiK does have a good stack, but 18 frags down. This one was a brutal finisher to the set. So much speed going through that telly.
Gets himself back into position. Launching around, good predictive rocket. Rail comes out as well. GNiK actually doing damage on the fadeaway, but it's a 19-1 scoreline. At this point, Rapha, he knows the game's basically as good as done. The fists have come out. Finally, we get the punch off. As the chess boxian champion in GNiK gets the uppercut.
Does get take a little bit of that aggression out finally, but 19-2. Rapha will get the last laugh in this set. And you were kind of right. Eerily similar to the NA setup of Avec versus Cypher.
It is. It's the North American version of that match. Like, and it makes sense as well, right? Because although GNiK and Avec are both good players in their own right and respected, you put them into a duel versus Rapha and Cypher playing some of the best Quake they played, obviously looking just ridiculous in recent form. I don't know what you expect. It's always going to be a one-sided affair, right? They're just too damn good for their own safety.
I think especially on that last map, the scoreline was a little misleading in that, you know, you can kind of tell GNiK started just getting frustrated and trying to plus forward a little bit too much where he had no business doing it. So that could have been mounting frustration throughout the set. But 19 to, I think, 3, that's still absolutely brutal. Rapha with a dominating victory, 3-0 over GNiK. What do you say? I mean, he's the professor for a reason.
He is. He's just professing that he's damn good at Quake because he showed that on the server. Absolutely unreal in the way he approached the series overall, even on that last map alone. A disgusting state of affairs in the way he played it, and he cleans up.
So much tribal, and just the item timing is not going GNiK's way, just being slightly off, fighting a little bit too early. Just the plays with the grapples, man.
He went full Scorpion in a couple of those instances, literally getting damage off with the grapple as well, shooting him into GNiK's chest, getting himself over there, looking unreal.
I'm sure Ketchup's ears just perked up. It's more of a I'm coming over there rather than a get over here, but yeah, I agree.
I mean, I doubt Ketchup will be tuning in. Obviously, it's his birthday today, 40, so he'll probably be...
Quake is everything, all right? Quake is the best birthday gift you can give anyone. How dare you?
Yeah, that's very true. Of course, happy birthday to Ketchup. Well then, 40. That's the end of that one. Obviously, Rapha running away with things. Looking like Rapha the Rapha in the end as he was dropping straight fire, just spitting bars.
Bars left and right, just teaching a lesson to all the young bucks out there. I don't know. I said it was going to be an uphill battle. I didn't know it was going to be that brutal. The rock kind of just rolled right back on GNiK, the poor boy.
They did. Crushing him in the end. We've got another game to come, of course. You've really made it to the meat and potatoes of the day at this point because the next two series are going to be disgusting. Kilson takes on Sparty, and after that, we've got Venga versus Kula. So 2 back-to-back bangers. It's all going to be popping off here on the Quake Pro League. Thank you for tuning in so far. Join us for the action after the break.